Do you want to begin working out, but you are afraid of getting hurt? Well, you've come to the right place. Hello, everybody. My name is Jeanette Gennaro. I'm a personal trainer and I'm the creator of The Naked Formula, the wellness education program that strips your lifestyle so you can live well in every area. This video series is something that I really want to put out there for my friends, for my family, for all of my viewers that want to begin working out. I want to give them something to follow. Let's go ahead and start marching in place. First thing I want you to do is to think about your posture. Let's start from the top, work our way to the bottom. I want you to feel as if I am pulling the top of your head with a string, or there's a string attached to the top of your head, and I'm pulling you up so you're nice and tall. Your chin should be parallel to the ground. And now I want you to just very gently bring your ears back a little bit, making sure your head's not leaning forward. That's putting a lot of extra strain on your neck. Your shoulders, I want you to roll them back and let them land over your hips. Automatically, your chest should lift and that belly button tucks in. Open that march of yours. Swing those arms a little bit more, front and back. For these workouts, you're going to create a great movement pattern. We're going to be moving in the sagittal plane, frontal plane, transverse plane. You don't know what that means? No worries. We're going to break it down. We're going to go ahead and begin, we're going to go ahead and continue, I should say, our warm-up by rehearsing the exercises that we will be doing. So at this point, you can go ahead and grab a chair if you need to, or you can hold on to the edge of the couch. In fact, let me get one of my chairs here. All right. I want you to keep your head over your left foot, keeping your knee soft, hand on your support, whether again that's a couch or a chair. And what you're going to be doing, keeping your knee just a little bit bent. So from the side, this is what it looks like. And then lift, lift. What this is going to do, it's going to engage your glutes, which your glutes are so important to keeping your hips nice and stable. So starting off with that, you're going to be lifting, lifting. You're letting your toes touch the floor, and you're lifting from the side, okay? Keeping your core tight. Your torso is not swinging. You're using your glute to help bring that leg out to the side. Your glutes are so important for helping to keep your hips stable. Now, don't be surprised if you start feeling it on your standing leg, okay? That's completely normal. You're going to be working at your own pace. You're going to be doing as many repetitions as you can within 20 seconds. Let's go ahead and work on the other side. Head over the standing foot, chest lifted and lift. Knee just a little bit bent and bringing it over to the side. All right, up next, we're going to do a modified jumping jack. Please make sure you don't hit anything. There's going to be no jumping for this one, but make sure you have a lot of space around you because, again, you don't want to get hurt. So keeping your knees nice and soft, you're going to step to the side. So you're alternating right and left. Now, what are you going to do with your arms? Regular jacks, you come up and down, and that's perfectly fine. If you have any sort of shoulder mobility issues, keep your hands a little bit more in front of you, and maybe you don't even need to go that high. Maybe just like level with your eyes. So you can come all the way to the side, but any sort of shoulder discomfort, you can just modify it and bring your hands forward in front of you. So you're stepping out right and left, and you're alternating your feet, but both hands come up and down at the same time. Then you're going to bring your arms out in front of you, shoulders nice and low, step, step, tap, step, step, tap, step, step, tap. All right? We're going to work through those exercises, working as hard as you can for 20 seconds, but then very important, I want you to rest for 10 seconds. Don't move. Just gather your energy to give it all you got for the next round. You can go ahead and grab your chair if you need to, keeping your head over your foot. Little bend. We're beginning in 5 seconds. And begin. You're working at your own pace, keeping your torso nice and still, core tight. You're using your glute to help bring your leg out to the side. My knee is faced towards the front. There's no rotation in my leg. And rest. And don't be surprised, again, if you feel it on the other side. Excellent work. You increase the intensity by increasing the speed and the range of motion. Now, if you haven't worked out in a very long time, go ahead and rest. If you haven't worked out in a very long time, you could just be doing this, and that is going to be your personal 10. Remember, what counts is that you're here right now. You're making it happen. Okay, modified jack. Begin. Paying attention to your shoulders. If they hurt, you don't have to bring your hands too high. And definitely you want to keep them more closer to the front of your body if you have any sort of shoulder injuries. In about 5 seconds, you're going to sidestep and tap. Roll your shoulders back for me. Begin. You can keep your hands out in front of you. Shoulders remain low. You're working towards your personal 10. All right, you can hold on to something if you need to, or you can give it a try without holding on. Up to you. Great, knee points towards the front. Rest. You want to avoid locking your knees for any exercise. Knee points towards the front. No rotation. 5 more seconds. And rest. Now this is the next workout series that I have done. Go ahead and begin. Following the first series, which I just completed, which was for postnatal exercises. I have a 7-month-old baby girl. She's baby number 3. And rest. Perfect. Let's go ahead and rehearse the next set of exercises. I'm going to move this chair out of the way. I don't need to stub my toe. All right. Up next, you can hold on to something if you need to, but what you're going to do here, you're going to reach up and you're going to bend your elbow. As always, shoulder issues, keep that arm out in front of you rather than on the side, or you can also just not go up as high. But from here, just like you did in the other exercise, keeping your balance, which improving your balance, that's something else that you're going to be getting from these exercises. So you're bringing your elbow towards the side of your knee. I'm not bringing my knee up. I'm not getting that rotation. You're just bending that knee as you bring up your foot. Your personal 10 may be right here. All right, so listen to your body. You want to do these movements perfectly, and perfectly may be just right here. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. What we want is to move, not to get hurt. All right, so you're going to do that right and then left. Then, keeping on with that same theme of moving in the frontal plane, you're going to reach and reach. One thing I want you to avoid, this is not a time to be doing twisting, okay? This right here, you can really injure your lats, so there's no twisting. You're just doing a gentle reach. You might think about just reaching right above your head. It doesn't need to be like a really long stretch and reach. It could just be reaching right above your head, okay? And then you're just simply tapping your toes, getting used to moving lightly, bend, slight little bend in the knee, okay? Something else you could think about is as you're giving that little bend in the knee, think about pushing your hips back, okay? That'll be a great way to lay a good foundation for proper squats because you don't want to squat bending your knees, pushing forward, sitting down like this. You want to squat by bending your knees and pushing your hips back. So just a very slight push back of the hips will lay a good foundation for that. And the last exercise, you're going to pretend you have a line right in between your feet, and you're going to step out, in. We're going to begin by stepping out with the right, and then round 2, you're going to begin by stepping out with your left, hands out in front of you, shoulders nice and low, waking up those delts by keeping your hands up. All right, guys, here we go. Giving it all you got, working towards your personal 10 for 20 seconds. Keeping your head over your standing foot, holding on to something if you need to. Beginning in 5 seconds, keeping that shoulder low even when you bring your hand up. And begin. Excellent. So proud of you for carving out the time to make this happen today. And rest. Get into position and begin. Up next, remember, reach, not stretching too much, just reaching up, landing nice and softly. Begin. Getting into the habit of pushing your glutes back. Or you can just tap, tap, tap. It's up to you. You want to give it a little bit more movement. When you land, think about pushing your hips back and pulling your belly button in. Trust me, you don't have to do any sort of workout that has the word ripped, shredded, any other crazy sort of adjective like that. Promise, you don't need that. All you need to do is to move. That line in between your feet, hands forward, shoulders down, and begin. You move at your own pace. You're stepping out and in. Stepping out as wide as you feel comfortable with. Maybe this is just all you need, staying right within, beneath your shoulders. That's fine. Rest. Starting from the top. Head over your standing foot. Hand up and begin. Be in control. You don't need to twist your torso. You don't need to reach up too high. All you need to do is to keep that body moving. 10 seconds. Standing leg nice and soft. Begin. Notice I'm not even completely extending my arms. And rest. Starting off with your feet, maybe they're shoulder width apart, maybe they're a little bit wider. You're going to just reach right above your head, shifting from side to side. If you want to add a little bit more, when you come down, pull your belly button inward and push those hips back. You're not dipping down, you're just pushing those glutes back. From the top, 4 more exercises and you guys are done. Begin. Remember, you can hold on to something if you need. I'm not sure if you guys can hear, but I have my kids playing in the other room. My husband is watching them. Really appreciate how quiet they're all being. Other side. If you do hear any sort of train noises, well, that's them. And my dog, she definitely has not been very quiet. But still appreciate her too. And rest. Great. So you feel that your heart rate is up a little bit, you're breathing a little bit faster. That's exactly what you're looking for. You want to lay a good foundation. If you get injured, then you can't work out. So it's much better to take it nice and slow than to have to start and stop because you get hurt. All right, last exercise, starting with your left foot, hand forward, shoulders down, and begin. Working as fast as you comfortably can. And you don't want to step out too far if you have any ankle injuries or knee injuries. Great, keep it up, keep it up. Keep that form perfect. And rest, great. Moving from side to side, tapping those toes, hands down, roll your shoulders back. Take it a nice deep breath and exhale. Let's begin stretching. The number one thing that you want to keep in mind with stretching is no bouncing, okay? You could really get injured if you're doing any sort of bouncing type of activities or you overstretch. The purpose of this is to just work on slowly increasing your flexibility. So what I want you to do is very gently shift your hips to the side. You're going to be feeling a tiny little bit of stretch in the inner thigh. It's not even a large movement that I did, okay? Just a tiny little bit, making sure your toes and your knees are pointed towards the front. Inhale. Exhale through your nose. Come back to center. You're going to be breathing in and out through your nose for the remainder of the workout. Shift your hip to the other side. Tiny little stretch in the inner thigh. Part of working on laying a good foundation of movement patterns is making sure that you're addressing being flexible, Come back to center, feet together. Keeping your knees nice and soft. I want you to bring your arm up. You can keep it in front of you if you need. You don't need to bring it up too high. If you feel comfortable doing so, you can reach up a little bit, making sure you're supporting yourself on the side. You're not bending over too much. You're just giving yourself a little bit of stretch here. You don't want to bend too much. You don't want to strain your back. So again, you can reach forward, keeping your hands a little bit more in front of you, or you can reach up towards the ceiling, depending on what your shoulder is comfortable with. And release. Finish off by making sure our posture is nice and straight. I want you to start off from the bottom, making sure you feel your weight balance between your heel and the ball of your foot. Your knees are nice and soft. Your tailbone, I want you to not so much have it tucked in, but keeping your pelvis in a neutral position. Your hips should be landing over your knees. So you shouldn't be having your hips shift forward or shift back too much. Hip right over the knee right over your ankles. I want your chest to be lifted as if you have a string, pulling your chest up. Roll your shoulders up. Let those shoulders land over your hips. And last but not least, your chin should slide back so your ear is aligned with your shoulder. Taking a nice deep breath. Inhale. You don't need to reach up too high. And exhale, bring your arms back down. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in and exhale. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I am so proud of you for starting this journey, and I am so thankful for you choosing to start this journey with me and the Naked Formula. There's going to be 12 workouts in this series, and like I mentioned, you're going to create a great habit to set aside time to work out, and you're going to create a great foundation of perfect movement patterns for you to build on. Thank you so much for joining me, guys, and I'll see you in the next workout. Bye.